Homemade butter in 10 minutes, and it's better than the Irish stuff. I guarantee it. Trust the process, believe in yourself. Are you ready? Let's go. Okay, so you have your mixer or a hand blender, and what you want to do is you want to take your whipping cream right here. You want to take your whipping cream and you want to get it to room temperature. So sit out for 4 or 5 hours. No, it will not go bad. Don't read all that stuff online. I've done this before. And then pour 1 container of your whipping cream in here. This will make 1 pound or close to 1 pound of butter. So make sure you get it all. This one is 32 fluid ounces. So get your 32 ounce container, and then you're gonna want to whip this on medium until it starts to get thick, and then we'll wrap it with plastic. You can increase the speed here. Once it starts to thicken up and starts to get airy, you can increase the speed. You just don't want it splashing out. Now that it's pretty thick, it's starting to get aerated, we're going to go ahead and turn this on high. Now, if you feel like you have to, before it separates, you can scrape down your sides. It'll help get everything that's up in there. Just scrape your sides at least once. You'll get stiff peaks and it'll get real thick. And then all of a sudden it'll start to get runny again. It's gonna look weird, but that's exactly what you want. It means it's starting to separate from the liquid. And then back to high. Okay, this is gonna be my last stop before this gets finished. I want to scrape it down one more time. And this is starting to throw chunks, and I can tell that the cream is starting to get grainy, and that's a good thing. That means the fat molecules are coming together. So I'm just scraping this down one more time, and you're gonna start to see it get really messy here on the plastic. That's what you want. It means it's separate. Trust me, you want to take your time and do this right, or you're gonna have a mess. All right, let's get it back to 10. All right, you see how that came all around? See how chunky it is? I'll show you a better angle here in a second. Throw the plastic away. That whole process took less than, I think, 11 minutes, 10 minutes. If you have cold cream and you put cold cream in here, it will take you at least a half an hour. You're gonna wonder why the heck it's not coming together. Well, the fat molecules need to bind, and they seem to bind when they're a little warmer. Now, you don't want this hot, but room temperature is perfect. 68 till I think 73, 74 degrees, or a little warmer is perfect for this. So let's get this out of here. What we have here now, a runny mess, right? No, you don't. You got good butter. We gotta get this butter better. So have a bowl of really cold, I prefer ice water for the first go. Have it set aside. And what we're gonna do, you're just gonna get nasty here. Get all that butter together in your bowl, and you wanna gently, yet firmly, try and squeeze all of that nasty out of there. Make sure you reach back in there, get all the butter. Because basically, this is butter. This is, but it's got a lot of water in there. We need to get that water out. Once that's done and you've got all of your butter out, let's get a little bowl in. And then you just basically drop it in here. Now, you can do a couple things. I'm gonna let it firm up a little bit. You can massage it as you go, like this. You see that water getting cloudy? That's good. That means that it's working. You're getting all that excess liquid out. No, putting it in water does not increase its liquid. This is basically what you have in your hand here is a ball of fat. So it will repel and release as much water as you let it. Make sure you get your butter back. Any butter you find in there that floats, get that back. That's good stuff. Now, we're gonna do it again. You wanna rinse this probably about 3 times. But again, you're talking a half hour's of time here, so let me get the water rinsed out. And this time we're just gonna use plain, fresh, cold tap water. So now we have our tap water. It's cold as it can get, and you can massage it in the water. At this point, you don't have ice, so you don't have to worry about it. You can get nasty with this stuff. You want as much of it to get contact with water to clean up. And you just want to keep doing this until the water is clear. And basically that tells you you've got as much water out as you can, or the fat. That water's kind of clear. I'm okay with that. I want to have Trina help me here because this is the third rinsing. So after the third rinsing, before you form it, you're going to want to add salt. So my hands are disgusting. I'm going to have Trina do it and sprinkle some salt in there. Yeah, sprinkle some. Get some more in there. I'd say it says a 1/4 teaspoon for every ounce, I think. She put probably half a teaspoon in this pound. I think it's less than what it calls for, but unfortunately I didn't do enough research on that, and I probably should have, but we've always put about half a teaspoon to 3/4 teaspoon per pound, and it comes out delicious. Your hands are gonna melt this butter, and for what I'm about to do, that's not a bad thing. So what I'm about to do is this. This is a butter stick mold. It's got little ridges in there, which you can see. Those ridges are a tablespoon. Now, most of the time, most recipes are a tablespoon of butter. So this is really soft. Look how soft that is. We're just going to moosh it down in there. Now this is a pound mold. When you see me turn these out after they set, they're not going to be perfect. There's going to be holes and stuff like that, but it is basically a tablespoon and it's not going to change. It's never changed any recipe for us. 132 ounce container will give you right at a pound. I mean, look at this. This is a pound and they're basically topped off. It's kind of messy because they're so warm. And the cultured buttermilk, when I show you in the other video, that'll definitely be a pound because you're going to add a little buttermilk to culture it. And again, watch that video. It's actually really good. Cultured butter is amazingly good. Or you might think of it as European butter. You know, that Irish stuff everybody's buying? It's the same butter. There it is. I cleaned these up a little bit. They're ready to go in the fridge. You can put these in the freezer to set. In fact, some places recommend it. I've always put it in the fridge and it's worked out 100% for us. We're going to put this in the fridge for a couple hours to let these firm up, and then we'll wrap them up. We'll get back to you in a second. Okay, we let these chill for a couple hours. Let's wrap them up. And it's real easy to wrap them up. I found that if you just peel them and like break them away from the sides, then they'll come out a little easier. They might break on you. It happens, but if you get them away from the sides as much as you can, then they should pop out like that. Look at the little tablespoon marks. So I'll show you how we wrap these real quick. Just take an 8x8 or 8x7 piece of parchment paper. It doesn't have to be big. Make it square. Push it against so it sticks, and then you can wrap the first part in like this. And the second part, make sure it stays flat against that. Kind of like you would egg rolls, which is in another video. And then just roll it up. And you got a little, you can put a little piece of tape on it if you like. We don't, we just kind of put it in the fridge, seam side down. And that's it. You got a 1/4 pound of butter, 10, 15 minutes tops in the mixer, and let it sit for a couple hours. Actually, we thought we'd get to this yesterday, but no, we let it sit overnight and it's firmed up nice and hard. It's good to go. So let's get the rest of these wrapped up. Let's see if Trina's awake and we'll get her to taste test this for us. Oh, hey, I thought you were in there. Come on. Sorry. Thought you were ready. Yeah. My bad. Anyway, this is all that noise I was making yesterday. Was that butter?
All that mixing.
Yeah, this isn't the culture stuff. We're gonna do that in another video, but this is yeah.
It's creamy.
It's so good. Could you use a little more salt, or you like it?
No, this is good.
Is it good? Okay.
This is
you can't oversalt your butter, but then again, it's really easy to undersalt because you're thinking you're putting too much. Butter does take salt well. I say get a little liberal with it. Anyway,
this is very good.
I think so too. I think it's delicious. The homemade butter has a higher fat content, so if you bake with it, it could change the way it looks or appears or acts. So just be careful when you use homemade butter. It's got a higher fat content and it can change your baking recipe a little bit. Cooking recipes on the stovetop, don't worry about it. Anyway, trust the process, believe in yourself. If we can do it, you can do it. See you later.
Yeah.